out of the mouth of the Lord doth man live. Thy raiment waxed old, not old upon thee, neither did thy foot swell these 40 years. Thou shalt also consider in thine heart that as a man can chasten in his son, so the Lord thy God chasteneth thee. Therefore thou shalt keep the commandments of the Lord thy God, to walk in his ways, and to fear him. For the Lord thy God bringeth thee into a good land, a land of brooks of water, of fountains and depths that spring out of valleys and hills, a land of wheat, and barley, and vines, and fig trees, and pomegranates, a land of oil, olive, and honey, a land where thou shalt eat bread without scarceness. Thou shalt not lack anything in it. A land whose stones are iron, and out of whose hills thou mayest dig brass. When thou hast eaten and art full, then thou shalt bless the Lord thy God for the good land which he hath given thee. Beware that thou forget not the Lord thy God, in not keeping his commandments, and his judgments, and his statutes, which I command thee this day. Lest when thou hast eaten, art full, and hast built goodly houses, and dwelt there, and when thy herds and thy flocks multiply, and thy silver and thy gold multiplied,
Amen. Yes, that will be right.
and all that thou hast is multiplied, then thine heart shall be lifted up, and thou forget the Lord thy God, which he brought thee forth out of the land of Egypt, from the house of bondage, who led thee through that great and terrible wilderness, wherein were fiery serpents and scorpions and droughts, where there was no water, who brought thee forth water out of a rock of flint, who fed thee in the wilderness with manna, which thy fathers knew not, that he might humble thee, and that he might prove thee to do thee good at thy latter end. And thou say in thine heart, my power and might of mine hand have gotten me this wealth. But thou shalt remember the God thy God, for it is he giveth thee power to get wealth, that he established his covenant, which he had swear unto thy fathers, as it is this day. And it shall be, if thou do all work forget the Lord thy God, and walk after other gods, and serve them, and worship them, I testify against you this day that ye shall surely perish, as the nations which the Lord destroyeth before your face. So shall ye perish, because we would not be obedient unto the voice of the Lord our God.
Here ended the reading of the foundation lesson taken from the 8th chapter of the book of Deuteronomy, reading from the 1st verse to the 20th verse. May God add his richest blessings unto these words. I heard a voice of Jesus saying, come unto me and rest. Lay down thy weary ones down. Thy heads upon thy breast. I came to Jesus as I was, weary and worn and sad. I found him in a resting place, and he has made me glad. Glory be to the Father, and to the Son, and to the Holy Spirit, as it was in the beginning, is now, and ever shall be, world without end. Amen. What you give to the Lord, give it to the Lord. What you give to the Lord, give it in Jesus' name. What you give to
upon this offering in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Let's just go in the name of the Father, and of the Holy Spirit. Bless the Lord. At this time, brethren, Teacher Cathy, don't sit down because I'm turning this service to you now. We praise the Lord. Yes, we bless the Lord. Come true.
We are together again, praising the Lord. Together again, in one accord. Something good is going to happen. Something good is in my soul. We are together again, praising the Lord. We are together again. Praising the Lord, we are together again. In one accord. Something good is going to happen. Something good in my soul. We are together again. Praising the Lord. Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. Well, this was not easy for me to pull it off, you know, because even my daughter was mingling me. But mommy, tell me now, who is the Thanksgiver? I say, I cannot tell you who is the Thanksgiver, because the Thanksgiver do not want to say nothing. So I cannot tell you who is the Thanksgiver. You see, when you want to give God thanks, you have to do it from your heart. Amen. And I know the hearts of each and every one in here. And everybody would have wanted to give me something. And that is what I did not want. I wanted a peace of mind. And it was not easy for me to keep it down, you know. You see, Shepherdess Benita had given me the perfect excuse for this table. Because the same day that I was going to announce this table, she came to see me. And when she came to see me, everybody's finger was in that direction. So I said, thank you, Father. I said, thank you. And then the fingers start asking questions. Could it be Nursie? Nursie said, no, it's not me. Nursie said to me, any good is giving thanks. When I say, I don't want to say the thanksgiving, tell me not to say nothing. Stop trying to squeeze it out of me. I cannot tell you who it is. But I come here asking Nursie, Nursie is you, you know. Then Susan show up. And as Susan show up now, as Susan show up,
my daughter has the same problem.
Yeah. And then I said, okay. But you see, the God that I serve and the God that we all serve is a loving God. A loving God. And because He is a loving God, if we say we are children of God, we have to show love.
Yes.
We have to show love. If we don't have love, we're not of God. He has nothing to do with us if we don't have love. Because sometimes we have little things between each other. That don't say we don't have love.
It's true.
That don't say we don't have love. You never have two get cock in the yard and they fight and then you go and you see them picking and eating together. It doesn't say. But when you want to take it to a next level, that is what is bad. Because we go disagree to agree. So that is nothing wrong with that. But before I explain this table, because I really want to explain certain things on the table before we bless it and finish with it. But I will leave the opportunity. I don't know if Mother Christine or if the shepherd or anyone who will want to come forward and tell the both daughters something about the uniform that they put on today. Because you can't just bless something and put it on somebody and don't give them an edification about it. And it is their uniform. So tell them something about the uniform. Because they need to know. When they leave here, I don't want them to leave with a reprobate mind. Because sometimes what you think it is not that thing. Because everything that glitters is not gold. So anyone who will want to come forward and tell them something about their uniform, you see, and I will really want you to sit down now, please.
Yes, I can bring the slippers, please.
And say something to them about the uniform, and then I will go straight into the table.
Bless your holy name, Father.
Hallelujah. Praise God.
Tell you, come. Master.